Let me start with immediately that one. I did talk to interventions that we are looking at to relieve the constraints on the network by ensuring that we do not carry a load which cannot be carried by those lines. For example, if you talk to Moroni, Kisumu, Moroni, Chemosit, the line is so constrained. It is designed for 80 megawatts, like I said, but as of yesterday, it was carrying 120. When an intermittence happens and the line has to carry more load, it picked another 20 megawatts and went to 149 megawatts. When it is designed for 80, the system just gave way. So instead of waiting for the system to give way, just dimension it and make sure that you remove some of the demand. Because what happens in power, power will be sucked by when you switch on all your homes in the evening. The system will, however constrained the lines are, it will try to carry the power to your house. And if the conductor is not built to the capacity to carry all that power, it then gives way, like when you get a drip in your house. So that's what happens. What we're going to do, like I mentioned, is to work on quick fixes, which will include, like I said, putting a new bay, a new transformer in the source, looking at how do we quickly have a solution between Moroni, Chemosit to deload that link and have a quick solution that goes from Moroni to Ndiwa. How do we quickly, even as we build the long haul line between Narok and Bomet, can we have a 33 kV line to support the Bomet area, which can be built in 3 months using poles, concrete poles instead of the big towers. So yes, we've talked to intervention, and we do appreciate the fact that it is not tenable to continue having the kind of national blackouts that we have. But unfortunately, like I said, when we have not done an investment for a long time in the network, these are the results of what happens. And even if we fix it today, you give us the money today, we cannot build a network in 1 day. It will take 20 months. But in those 20 months, like I said, we are working with the engineering team to see the mitigation measures to be able to reduce that, including load shedding, certain pockets of the regions which are demanding so much power and therefore overloading the links. So we are working on that. We'll have a fairly comprehensive solution by this Thursday to see how to mitigate that challenge. As regarding, I don't know where I fumbled, but I said, well, when I started, I said, we know the problem. We do know the problem. I think the challenge when you get a national blackout, the first thing that comes to mind, if you're in my shoes, is that have we been hit? And then we get down and learn that it is an overload. Then we feel good. Because if the network had gone down completely, like I was being told of what happened in South Sudan yesterday with the line, I was supposed to have a meeting with the South Sudan leadership today in petroleum, and they have not come because their line was hit in the last 2 days, and they are not able to transport their product. So when it is a challenge of an overload, we are able to build the system very quickly while excluding the overloading centers. And that is why when it drips, when your house drips, you don't just go and switch it back on. You try and find out what the problem is. Why is it dripping? And therefore, yes, we understand the problem. We've got funding, particularly for the very seriously constrained Kisumu, Moroni, Chemosit, feeds a number. It's got about 7 feeders, including Sotik, all the way to Kigati and Ndiwa. If we can relieve that overload in Moroni, then we'll be able, and the way to relieve it is to build and complete the network between Olkaria, Narok, which has been built, Narok, Bomet, and Bomet, Sotik, all the way down has been built. So we'll be working on that. So we know the problem. I think the beautiful thing is when you know the problem. The challenge is how do we mitigate the short-term challenges so that we keep our country the way we would all like our country, Kenya, to be. The next, that is who?
Right, Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir there giving the nation a status update on the causes of the national power blackout that was experienced in various parts of the country last night.